Well. Look who it is.
It's us.
It's us.
Welcome back to Sinister Sinema.
Day fucking 156.
What day is it really?
20.
Day 20. That means that we only have
11 more days.
11 more days to go.
I mean, I'm bad at math, but I remembered that.
You like your countdown? You remember the countdown?
Hey, at least they're horror movies and not rom-coms.
Yeah, man.
We could do 31 days of Love Actually. Imagine that. Dude.
Like, just break down each scene, one scene per day, an hour per. What would we call that?
31 days of Love Actually?
Oh, I guess that would work. I think it'd be better if it was like something. I don't
even want to talk about anime, Chris.
Dude, I don't either. I do not like anime. Hey, Percio. I just don't like. I mean, there's anime I like certain anime, but I don't like anime as a whole. I'm not like an anime fan.
I think the tentacle porn anime is alright.
That's the stuff that I'm like, all these dudes that are into anime probably whacked to it.
I am just playing. I was just fucking around. That shit is gross.
They got their little Hondas with their anime stickers on it. I don't know. I mean, cool. I don't care. I just don't.
You know what's worse than anime?
What?
Anime tattoos. I wonder if DMD's listening.
Probably. You're in trouble.
Shh.
So what are we talking about tonight?
The greatest fucking Sam Raimi movie since Spider-Man 3.
The Great and Powerful Oz?
Yes.
Tonight, we're talking about Drag Me to Hell. A movie that I did not see until we started.
A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
I could not believe that. How many fucking times did I ask you?
Probably,
I kept telling you, are you serious?
Yeah, you did, and it was crazy because it's weird. When this movie came out, I think it was one of those hype movies that I was like, I'm not going to watch that. It's all hyped. I got to get over that kind of dumb stuff.
I will never get over that.
But it's true. Like, I missed this movie because of that, and this is a great movie.
I saw it twice. I got preview passes because the shop I used to work at, we signed up, and I wish I could remember where it was, but they would send us in the mail an envelope. We would just get an envelope, random white envelope. We'd open it up, and it'd be like 10 passes for 2 people each.
That's kind of cool.
The giant passes with the movie poster on them. Like, I saw Secret Window. I saw.
Like, you just signed up for it, and they brought them to you?
Yeah, every time a new release.
Can we do that now?
I don't know. I don't know where. I saw Superbad twice because of that, because they send us 20 of each for 2 dates.
That's cool.
And I would just hand them out to my friends. Oh, we saw Crank.
Oh, yeah.
1 and 2. I remember Bubba went with us to that, because I was like, here, dude, here's some tickets. Go with us.
That's cool. Yeah. I wish we could do that now, somehow.
Drag Me to Hell, I saw it twice.
Yeah, so Drag Me to Hell, I saw, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Whenever we first started talking about this, you were like, you hadn't seen this? And I was like, no, you thought I was kidding.
Yeah, I thought you were
seriously
kidding.
I mean, especially, like, I think because it's a horror movie and it's Sam Raimi, it's kind of weird that I hadn't seen it because I love Sam Raimi and yeah, I don't know. I guess I just weirdly didn't see it. So this is a Justin Long movie. We've already done one Justin Long movie on this.
His first horror venture into horror was Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
This was his second. Then he wound up doing one more after this.
Barbacoa?
No.
Oh, he really did another one besides Barbacoa?
Same year.
Oh. Yeah, he's done a couple. This one, or 2 of them, he gets his eyes gouged out. He does not get his eyes gouged out in this movie. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this thing was great.
Spoiler alert. That was funny.
Like right off the bat, I feel like this movie just gets going, and it's really good.
Yeah, like straight, because it starts off in 1969.
Yeah.
At an old mansion, but it looks very Mayan.
Inside, yeah, for sure. Hey, Paco. Everything's going great. Talking about Drag Me to Hell tonight.
Everything's going all right.
Yeah, so it starts out 1969 in Pasadena, California, and some migrant workers come running up with a child in their arms, and he's all like terrified looking, and that little kid gets got.
Yeah,
because he's a thief. They got to teach you a lesson.
What, he steal a necklace, right?
He stole a necklace from a gypsy.
He stole a what?
A necklace from a gypsy.
You didn't say it. You
necklace.
Said necklace.
Necklace. He stole a necklace from a gypsy named Nicholas.
He stole a necklace. Oh, it was Afterlife.
Oh, yeah.
He did Afterlife, and then it was Tusk, and then it was Barbarian.
Tusk. Yeah, how did I forget Tusk?
That movie, fuck. You know what ruined it for me? The fucking makeup. It was terrible. Yeah. They're making a part 2, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that.
Why?
I don't know.
They should have. I mean, Justin Long's in the new.
He goes to the zoo. They move him to a zoo.
Justin Long's is in Clerks 3.
I don't care about Clerks 3 at all.
I do. I want to see it. Kevin Smith's a weird guy, but his fucking movies make me laugh.
I liked
That's
Clerks
what I told
1.
him when I did security for him.
I like Clerks, the first one.
It's not lot. Clerks 1. It's just called Clerks. Though.
Yeah, I like the first annual Clerks, and the second one I was like, this is okay. So I probably don't want to see the third one.
They said it's pretty good.
But
I did security for him.
That's just me.
For him and Jay, and I looked at him and I go, "You make me laugh." That's all I said the whole night.
And then you were just done. So
it's already out, Chris. You didn't miss it.
So this thing was a box office hit. It did really well at the box office, and apparently it did really well on DVD sales as well. And you think it's like his best movie since Evil Dead 2, right?
Since Evil Dead. I like Evil Dead. I like Evil Dead more than Evil Dead 2.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like them both, but in different ways.
All these fucking poser wannabe horror fans took over Evil Dead 2, but yet they've never seen the first Evil Dead.
Well, I don't think they know that. I don't think they know that that there's a difference.
DMD. Nothing.
Carlos hates anime. He was just talking shit about anime.
Nothing.
So, man, yeah, this thing starts out. This lady and this man run their kid up to this mansion, and they were like,
because he's still.
Is that what they said?
That's fucking racist, bro.
Isn't that what they said? Oh no, they said ayúdame.
Yeah, that's more like it.
And
I heard raspa in there, chalupa, enchiladas,
salsa,
and then all of a sudden
there was some demons.
That lady looks exactly like my tia.
Which one?
Rafaela.
The older lady?
She looks exactly like my tia Rafaela.
She the younger version of her or the older version of her?
They're the exact same lady. They just put some fucking lipstick on her, mascara, and they're like, there you go, you're 20.
Oh, I thought it was two. I think that's two different women.
No, it's not.
Well, either way, she man, she was awesome too. I really liked her, like, once it gets to the scene later on, but the little kid had stolen a freaking necklace from a gypsy.
From a one gypsy.
And they cursed him. They're like, fuck you, little bitch. You ain't gonna go on to a life of crime. We're gonna condemn you right now as a 8-year-old.
Fucking the way they typecast Mexicans. Why couldn't it be a little white boy?
It's a little white girl later.
I don't know, man. I think
I think it's typecasting gypsies, saying that they're just all evil and they'll send everybody to hell.
Have you ever met a gypsy? Those motherfuckers are evil.
I haven't.
Yeah. Don't ever meet a gypsy. I met one and accidentally ran over his daughter, and he came and he said dinner to me.
Oh, is that whenever you got all like weak and like scrawny?
Yeah, that shit was
That was
scary.
weird.
Yeah, they're fucking terrifying.
I dealt with one time when I was trying to get a trailer, and I needed a trailer, and so I went and met with these guys, and man, they sold me this piece of shit trailer, and then I wanted my money back, and they were like, wouldn't give me my money back, and then my friend got in a fight with one of them. I mean, dude, it was bad. Ends up later, like, they wanted me to buy them a trailer, but they kept calling it a caravan. It was weird, dude. And then we went to this boxing match, and somebody got shot with a shotgun.
That sounds a lot like Snatch.
Oh, fuck. Dude,
I was like looking at you. I was looking at you, Chris.
I was thinking, I guess I
good.
mixed that up with my real life.
I kept looking at you like, what fucking movie is he talking about? I want to figure this shit out.
I got that mixed up with my real life. I'm sorry.
Fuck. That was good, Doug.
But I did live in a trailer. It was a single wide.
So yeah, these fucking, they don't show it, but it's a cool scene. They're looking over the balcony.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden you see like these shadow hands come out of the ground. And the little kid's screaming, "Ay, mommy, me duele."
No, he's just screaming, "Are you the man? Are you the man? Are you the man?
Oh yeah, are you the man?
Are you the man?" Yeah,
That's
he's
crazy.
like reaching up to his mom, screaming, "Are you the man?" It was weird, and yeah. So then it like instantly, it's like the title card says "Drag Me to Hell" all big, and it's we go into
spoiler alert. She gets dragged to hell.
Yeah.
So then it starts off. They show Little Miss fucking Christina Brown, played by Alison Lohman. That chick, she was not a good actress.
I don't think she's a bad actress, but I think she looks sad all the time.
No, it's not. You know what? It's not that she just
looks
it's
sad.
like she was reading the fucking cue cards. It was like they had to hold up cue cards for.
I didn't feel that way.
I did.
Yeah, it starts out, and you can kind of tell they set her up to be this kind of character that is maybe looking for validation or trying to become something better. She's in her car on her way to work, and she's listening to a diction tape, like to get her voice to not have an accent.
What kind of VHS tape?
Diction.
Diction.
And so they're setting her up kind of, she goes into work and you can see her like eyeballing the assistant manager's desk, and she's kind of like, you can tell she's wanting to move up and get away from whatever her like small town roots are. And
she used to be fucking Queen Porker.
Yeah,
1975.
She was the pork queen. Like
seriously though, not fucking around.
Yeah, she won some contest for raising pigs. Like, but she's trying to like really become something, and she has this boyfriend played by Justin Long, Clay, who's a assistant professor. No, it was like his first week as a professor. Like he just started being a professor. And
you know what's funny? His role, he channeled his dad because his dad's a professor in philosophy. So he was like, I'll just act like my dad.
Just
act like my dad.
Yeah. So it was.
So when he grabs her and he fucking like hits her three times, I was like, oh fuck.
He's like, oh, acting like your dad, huh?
Just like your dad.
Yeah. So she's working in the bank, and there you can tell there's this other dude named Stu that's kind of new, but
He's like a fucking suck ass.
dude, he's like giving the boss tickets to games or a play or something.
You know what? No matter, you see that guy everywhere. He's that. Oh, yeah, it's that guy. But the most I always remember him from is the terrorist from Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah,
I did not.
I always think of that. I always think of him from
Yeah,
there.
he was kind of the
We don't fuck with terrorists.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so
he's
funny.
the one that's making the phone calls before the little guy takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you talk about how she was super ambitious to get the job, and well, the critics came out and called this movie misogynistic. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, saying that they're treating women like they should be servants and not try to be like a man, because if they do, they're going to be dragged to hell. Can you believe that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that shit actually came out. The critics said it was misogynistic, this whole movie.
Because she got dragged to hell.
Yeah, and it
because
wasn't a guy.
she was trying to be ambitious.
Yeah. Sam Raimi said, well, they were saying that Sam Raimi was saying, if you're a woman and you're ambitious, instead of being a servant like you should be, instead of being like a man, you're going to get sent to hell.
Well, what's really funny is originally it was a man's role, and he was like, you know what? I should show a woman being a powerful banker woman that's trying to get ahead instead of putting a man in this lead role.
You know who the original actress they wanted, right?
Yes, but I can't remember right now. Don't tell me Ellen Page. Sorry, Elliot Page. Elliot. I said Elliot. Oh my God. We got to edit that out. Yeah.
You're going to have to put a black bar across your mouth.
Yeah, I actually read that, and it said...
I was like, thank God. I can't stand her, dude. Him. I can't stand him.
Stop dead naming, bro. So, it's setting it up to where this Stu guy is a complete suck ass, and the boss actually says, well, I haven't made a decision, but it's between you and Stu, and she's kind of like, the new guy? You know, and he's like, he's showing a lot of ambition and drive, and, you know, so that sets her like, well, I really want this, I need to show ambition and drive, and what that, like, sets the whole kind of issue up.
The whole movie in motion.
Yeah.
When fucking Miss Ganoche comes in.
Yeah. There's this sad, old gypsy lady who's about to lose her home.
Played by Lorna Raver. She did a fucking awesome job.
Yeah, that, man.
It's so weird seeing her
not in makeup.
Extra features with no makeup on. She's just so happy and nice, and oh, I love this character. It was so great. And then in the movie, she has these fucking gnarly ass sharp teeth and one fucked up eye. And
this movie was filled with practical effects, which were led by Greg Nicotero, and a lot of CGI, which Tippett Studios did.
Mr. Monkey, I was just thinking about you. I was like,
hey, Mr. Monkey.
How is Mr. Monkey at?
I think Tippett Studios was kind of the lead on it from an interview I read with Sam Raimi, but there were like several studios involved with it. Phil Tippett has a CGI and animation studio in Berkeley. And man, they did a great job on the CGI. Some of it's kind of cheesy, but I think it's supposed to be cheesy.
Far and few.
Yeah.
CGI, but I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was telling you earlier, in the movie, every single time she screams, every single time she's in any kind of drama or stress and yelling, shit always goes in her mouth.
Yeah, I was wanting to ask you about that. Like, what?
It's true. Everything, every scene.
Are there some of them that you know of? Obviously, the arm.
When she's in the fucking car and she screams and she jumps on her and starts gumming her.
Yeah.
And all that green slime's going in her mouth.
Oh, that's in the funeral home.
That too. No, this was in the car, remember? She jumps on her because her dentures fly out.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts gumming. She puts all her gums in her mouth, and
yeah,
and it's all full of snot and stuff.
Ugh.
And then it happens in the funeral home.
Yeah.
And then it happens in bed with the nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
All the maggots fill up her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fly goes in.
Yeah.
And then the eyes and brains shoot at her in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Every single fucking time.
That's crazy. They did that on purpose. Okay. Yeah. So the Mrs. Ganoush. Mrs. Ganoush goes into the bank saying, "Please don't repossess my home." And
That's, you know what? That's kind of her fault too for thinking she's going to get away with it. She went in there like, oh, they'll do it again. They usually do it for me.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, she goes in and is asking for an extension on her loan, and she's basically like, "Let me go try. I'll talk to my manager." And the manager, Mr. Jax, who's played by David Paymer,
who was old school in Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, he was the one that caused all the havoc in Night of the Creeps by forgetting his code, his passcode. But she goes into him and he tells her, "It's up to you." You know, and then he says something like,
"We've already given her extensions, but it's up to you."
And like the bank like makes a lot of money off of this kind of stuff, things like that. And earlier he had already said something about, you know, the people that need to move ahead in the bank business need to be able to make the tough decisions. And she's walking out, she sees the assistant manager's desk, she looks at Stu. She looks at the old lady, and then she turns back around to Mr. Jackson and says, I can make the tough decisions. I'll handle it. And goes out and proceeds to tell her, "Get the fuck out of our house. You didn't make your payment."
And she said, I can stamp your parking pass.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, is that what she said? I'll stamp your parking pass, but get out the house. You got a week." And the
poor lady takes out her fucking teeth and puts them all slimy on the...
The lady had taken her teeth out so she could eat some hard candy.
She winds up dumping the whole bowl right in her purse.
Yeah, so you kind of feel sorry for her. You know, she's poor. She's still in the bank candy. But, man, she kind of just starts begging. Like, she literally starts begging.
Yeah, she throws herself on her knees and like, "Please, I don't beg for nobody." And she's like, "Get off me," and makes her fall.
Yeah, she gets scared because Mish Ganoush like starts grabbing her dress, and she's like, "What the fuck's going on?" So she's like calling for security and makes her fall out on the floor. And
then she said what I said to you the other day when I was in the restroom taking a dump, and then I heard you say, "He's in there taking a bad dump." I came out and I said, "You shamed me.
You shamed me.
You shamed me."
And so she got shamed, and you know, just goes about her day like nothing.
And then she gets kind of pissed off and tries to lunge at her, right? And the fucking security gets her, drags her out to the old fucking Evil Dead car.
Yeah, the yellow Uncle Ben's car was in the...
That car's been in all his movies.
Yeah, what is it? Like an old Oldsmobile?
It's an old, it's an Oldsmobile.
Yeah. There's... Sam Raimi has an old...
Delta 88.
Yeah, Sam Raimi has an old Oldsmobile that... It's the one that Ash drives in Evil Dead.
It was also, what's her name's car in The Gift?
The elf lady?
Yeah. Oh, she's such a good actor.
And then...
what is it, actor? It's actor now, right? Not actress.
Whatever. I don't care.
You can't call them actress anymore.
I call them actexes.
Actexes?
Yeah, actex.
Actor Z's?
It's just act with an X on the end.
Actex?
Actex. Okay. Yeah. I just put an X on the end of everything so it didn't offend anyone anymore.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Carlex. That's what I call you. Because I don't know if
even when I go to McDonald's, I'm like, "Can I get 2 McDouble X's?" So they kick her ass out, and then that night she goes to get in her car,
And she sees the yellow car in the parking
She
lot.
sees the yellow car, but then she hears, because she's all hacking up a lung in the bank. That's how she knows she's there. So she's all like, what the fuck was that? And then all fucking hell breaks loose.
Dude, this scene is so good. And
it's so Evil Dead.
It is so Evil Dead. It is so crazy. The way that they built.
I was about to mention
they built a car that was a full car that was like puzzle pieces. So they could have all the left side together, but the top off, or all the everything, but no trunk. And basically they made it so you could put it together in any configuration so they could get tight camera shots and look like the car was still whole. So they were able to get a real film camera in there and do that. And
yeah, it's a good fucking job. It looks like they're in the whole fucking car. Like,
it is so good. And I mean, there's
so
like...
she comes out of the back. She's like looking around. All of a sudden you just see fucking Miss Ganoush
in the rear view
with her fucking crazy eye and teeth. And then she starts choking her, and it's all Evil Dead. She's all reaching for the stapler.
Yeah.
Right? And they show her eyes looking at the stapler in her hand.
Yeah.
Then she grabs it and whoosh.
Yeah, she hits her a couple times in the head.
And then it gets stuck in her fucking eye. Like it seals her eyelids shut.
Oh man, so good. That whole scene is like one of that fight scene is just so good between her and an old lady.
I don't think they could have, if they wouldn't have did the car like a puzzle piece like that.
Oh, they couldn't have done it. They couldn't have done it. And she had a stapler. She had her stapler and stuff. I was kind of wondering, like, why'd she have stapler and stuff in her car? She was taking all her paperwork home for the weekend to work on it. But yeah, then whenever she gets ready to, they're like trying to choke her, I guess. And
I'm laughing because I was thinking about that next scene.
Oh, she like takes off. It shows her hit the gas, and she's struggling to put her seatbelt on.
Yeah, it's another Evil Dead. She's all struggling, and then you just see.
But they're heading straight towards a wall, and she clicks the seatbelt right as they hit the wall. And the next scene is so good. They stop all the sound, except for there's a close up on Miss Ganoush, and she had the staple that's in her eye goes ping and flies out. Like, that was super cool. And then she flies forward,
and her fucking gums hit the fucking, her teeth fly out.
Her teeth get stuck in the dash, and she comes up and doesn't have her teeth.
And that's when she attacks her.
She's trying
and puts
to
her
bite
whole
her
fucking mouth on her mouth. I mean, it's a badass practical effect dummy.
God,
but that shit
so
looks
good.
Cool, and all this fucking slime and shit is coming, all the fucking
so
mocos and stuff from her.
So good. And she finally like knocks her out of the car and shuts the door.
And she's like, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, I got you, bitch. And she's laughing.
And then she just like, it's weird looking. She just like disappears.
She like ducks down, totally like Evil Dead style. So the cinematographer, Peter Deming on this, he is the same. He's done a lot, man. He did Evil Dead 2. He's done a couple of I think he did all 3 Spider-Mans. He did, I'm pretty sure he did the Spider-Mans, but he also did a bunch of stuff with Wes Craven. You know, he did all the Scream movies except the first one. He did, he was the cinematographer on the new Twin Peaks. He did some other David Lynch stuff. Been around. Plus, like, he was a cinematographer on Evil Dead 2, which makes it like, you see how they play that.
I just want to throw this in there. Sam Raimi did the Spider-Mans. I like the first one, but part 2 is my favorite Spider-Man out of every Spider-Man ever made.
Really?
Yeah, I love that. It is so Evil Dead when they take Doc Ock into the ER.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, he's all
like,
strapped
just
down.
shows like the...
Yeah, and you see, like it's so fucking Evil Dead.
Very comic booky.
Yeah, that's my favorite Spider-Man. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Fucking Doc Ock. I forget his name. He does such a good job.
Yeah, man.
I was so excited when he came out of the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was.
He looks so fucking.
The multiverse Spider-Man was good.
He looks so cholo in there. Remember his hair? They did that meme.
Yeah.
What's up, Peter? Loca, where you been? Oh, fuck. That shit was great.
Yeah, so they end
They
up.
don't say what happens to her. She disappears, right? Well, she comes up again with a brick.
Yeah,
And she breaks it.
and pulls her out of the car.
Pulls her out of the car. And she thinks she's going to fucking hit her. So Christine goes like that. But all she does is grab a button.
Yep. Pulls the button off.
And she breathes on it.
And says some magic shit.
And says like, ay Dios mío. All you hear is Lamia.
Yeah.
Lamia. Which is a real spirit. But it's not one that'll drag you to hell. I'll talk about it in a minute. And she gives a button to her.
Back to her.
And says, "No, it is you who will come begging to me." So the Lamia is actually a Greek spirit. It's a woman. And there's pictures of her. Old school prints.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the wood carving prints.
Yeah.
And she's like hunched over and she wears like a robe and she looks like an old hag. And she goes and she steals kids to eat them. So they took some of that. They used the Lamia.
Just like Jeffrey Dahmer. Too soon?
No, never too soon. So that's where that's from. And so the next thing, that was a good fade away into the next scene where she's standing there. And all of a sudden the next scene, it like fades into her standing up talking to the cops.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah.
And they're like,
she's long gone. And like they didn't know where she went.
and then fucking JL shows up and says, "Are you all right, baby? I'm so sorry I wasn't here. You know, we're going to beat that old lady's ass." I call him JL because we buddies now because we review a lot of his movies. We should review Jeepers Creepers just for the fuck of it. I love Justin Long. So they go. She starts stressing out, and they're walking down the street, and all of a sudden you hear like leaves. But she turns around, and the leaves are like coming towards her, like there's something there. And then she turns around real slow, and bam, right in front, there's a fucking giant eye to read cards.
Yeah. So she just tells Justin Long, I want to get my fortune read. And he's like, right now? And he's like, yeah. Like, it's right here. And she's like, I'll go by myself. But she goes in and
He's just wisecracking.
yeah, he's wisecracking. He's like, thinks it's
And it's funny because he's such a skeptic.
Yeah.
But he said he had to act like that. And he's like, and I'm not really like that. Like, I fucking believe in Bigfoot. And
Oh, in real life.
yeah, he's like, I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in UFOs. So it was hard for him. Because he was like, if it was really me, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's see what's up.
One of the things that I really like about this movie is how much care they took with everything. Like, going into the psychics thing, it looks like every wall is decorated. Like, there's like
Ramjas.
cool, yeah, there's like just great detail on
They
everything.
made fucking books that you can see for a split second that are supposedly written by him. And
By the psychic?
Yes, and he designed the covers and the titles for them.
It's crazy, man. Like, that's the kind of little stuff that, like, I think a lot of people may not notice that it makes the movie better, but it does. But it's man, the detail just in all the sets were so good. And the same at the end, that the house at the end, man, that set is so good. But
what else?
Where they go for the exorcism type thing.
Oh, yeah. I like how they aged it.
Oh my God, it's so good. Like, everything in there is great. But
yeah, they fucking built that whole goddamn set.
That's nuts.
There's like chandeliers and columns and
chandeliers. Chandeliers.
Why'd you say it like that?
Scarlett Johansson, Saturday Night Live, circa some year. Chandeliers.
No.
Chandeliers.
No. His name is Dilip.
Chandeliers.
I don't even want to attempt his last name in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Dilip.
So he starts like, he starts getting her hand, and all of a sudden you hear Mediterranean food. Pita bread. And then he sees like a fucking crazy demon jump scare. Like, scares the fucking piss out of you.
You know what it reminded me of when it shows it? Jason from Hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes flying at him in his brain, and yeah, that thing is fucking terrifying, and it's fucking loud, and the scream, and
yeah, there's some parts in this movie where they crank the sound up.
it's like a weird growl scream thing. It sounds weird as fuck. And he just lets her hand go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just we're gonna close right now, and I'll give you your money back. And she's like, "What did you see? I know you saw something."
And Justin Long, they leave, and she's like, he was telling the truth. He offered our money back, and then Justin Long's like, but he ended up keeping it, didn't he? And so he drops her off at home.
No, but he does tell her there's a dark spirit following you.
Yeah, he does tell her that. Yeah.
Before she leaves, there's a dark spirit following you, and she's like, "What do you mean? That's just JL, my boyfriend."
Yeah. And she gets dropped off at her house.
And that fucking gate, you hear the gate open and close. That shit's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
In the theater, dude, it was creepy as shit. Like, it was scary. It was pretty creepy. You hear the gate open, it's all rusty, and you hear it slam. And,
You mean after she's in her house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's like, looks, and is somebody coming up this driveway? And she's just like weirded out. And all of a sudden you see like the branches outside turn into like a hand.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. She's basically seeing shadow people or shadow person.
It's the fucking Lamia.
At the time.
It's the fucking, that's what it is. It's the Lamia coming
But she
to
doesn't know that
fucking
yet.
eat her ass and take her to hell. I mean, not actually eat her ass, but that's what they do. They're going to drag her to hell and fucking eat her over and over and torture her and shit.
Yeah, that's what happens
That's
in
such a
hell.
bad way to fucking go out, dude. Imagine for all eternity.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. That's how it keeps you in line. Because it is terrifying. So
I've heard stories.
She calls...
I've heard stories, Doug. People who've died and went to hell for
I don't believe that shit.
5 minutes.
I don't believe that.
And they come back and they said it felt like they were there for 8 years.
I don't believe that.
8 years, and they were only there for like 2 minutes, 20
I don't believe
seconds.
that.
Did you ever see Lucifer?
The TV show? No. I haven't ever watched it. It's in my watch list.
Yeah, this is totally tangent, but there's a scene where this guy, he dies, and he's a dirty fucking cop. And they brought him back, so all he wants to do is eat ice cream and shit. And they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
He was like in hell for 2 minutes.
And he was like, "They said I was dead for 2 minutes, but it felt like I was there for a year. We just want to eat everything now, and I don't want to die."
Be a good person.
Yeah, that shit was fucking crazy. When he's saying that story, I was like, I don't think I want to go to hell.
Once you go to hell,
Lake of fire.
if you come back, if you're able to ever come back, you're never going to be able to repent enough to go, because God knows that you're only repenting because you've been to hell and seen how bad it is.
Here we go.
Unless you're little Nicky. Little Nicky can come and go as much as he wants.
Oh, yeah, little Nicky's a shit, man.
So the...
Tangent. End of tangent.
End of tangent. So they go to... what does she do that? She's scared, but she's like, okay, this isn't like too bad.
For what?
Like she wasn't like terrified at this point. She knew something was there.
But after the hand, she's looking around and then the pan starts shaking.
Oh, yeah,
and then I know where somebody punches the fuck out of her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Somebody punches the fuck out of her, all the fucking pan starts shaking.
And she calls...
Stop.
And then she calls Clay, and Clay comes over.
JL.
And they're like... He's saying it was Miss Ganoush, but Miss Ganoush obviously
Where was she? Did you see her? And he was like, there was nobody there.
So now go to one of my favorite scenes.
Which one?
Back to the bank. When she goes back to the bank. So the next day she's at the bank, and she has already kind of secured this big loan. It's going to be the biggest loan that their bank branch has ever done, and it's going to be for a big corporation that she had met with one of the members, and was going to be able to get the promotion.
It's Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hey.
I thought this was about Miss Piggy, but now I know what you're talking about. Hey guys. Hey guy. Texas Brett.
this is, to me,
And that was
probably
practical too.
the best, like, gore scene in the entire movie.
I fucking laugh every time. I told you,
Dude.
I laugh at that scene because of what he says.
The bank manager walks up and starts trying to talk to her about something.
About the loan she's doing.
Yeah, but her nose is dripping. And
she's like, your nose, you're bleeding.
Yeah, you see like 3 drips of blood hit the table. And she goes, oh, I've got it. And as she says got it, like blood just pours out of her mouth. Like kind of like literally like a faucet. It was crazy. And she grabs it instantly.
It's out of her nose, though.
Well, first it comes out of her mouth.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
Yeah, she grabs her mouth to stop it.
And then it shoots out
and it just starts spraying
out
of her nose.
And that shit is crazy. Like, they had to do that shit in one shot, because that blood...
Oh, it's nuts. It is so nuts. So, I actually saw a behind the scene...
Yeah, Greg Nicotero was
with Greg Nicotero, and they did a tube up that came and was taped to the side of her nose or the side of her face.
Didn't it fuck up once and they had to redo it?
I think they said they had to do it twice, but yeah, it was so much blood, and it just sprays
all over the bank manager. And then afterward, he says, "Did he get in my mouth?"
Yeah, did he get it in my mouth? And it's like.
That's the only thing that it's so quiet. And he goes, "Did any get in my mouth?"
I feel like that might have been ad-libbed. I don't know. That it just seemed too. I don't know. It was crazy, but yeah, Greg Nicotero said they just taped that on there, and then they did a lot of CGI to help the practical effects, and that was one of them. They had to like CGI out the tube and stuff like that. But the whole spray, which is insane. It's all practical effect, and that was so cool.
And then while this is happening, you see Stu steal a file.
Yeah, Stu steals a file off
because she's working on a big fucking loan deal with a medical company that could possibly get her the job.
It would definitely get her a job. The boss had already said that it was going to get her the job if it went through, and she just leaves. She like takes off. I think it's funny that nobody's like, even when she comes back later, nobody's like, she like sprayed out like half a gallon of blood, but it was really good. And they did a really good job on that. But she takes off. She
cleans herself up.
Yeah.
And goes to try to beg forgiveness from Miss fucking Ganoush.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, she's in the back. Come on in."
Yeah, her granddaughter.
Oh, granddaughter?
Yeah, I don't know. It's either a granddaughter or niece.
So gorgeous.
She tells her, "Oh yeah, she's Texas Brit. Thank you." She tells her like she's downstairs. You can go ask for forgiveness yourself. And she goes downstairs, and there's like she's starting to pass all these people, and it's like. What's going on? Like, this is weird. And it ends up being... Ivan
is one of the guests in the house.
Oh, he is? It ends up being... It ends up being...
She died.
Her funeral. She died of a broken heart since she couldn't get her house back.
It's fucked up.
That's what
fucked up. And she looks in her fucking... She's just there in her...
Yeah.
Wrapped up in a little fucking...
And she walks over to, like, try to look at her. And the coffin, the thing holding up the coffin just collapses. And she rolls over on
so fucking gross.
She's on top of Christine with her hand in her hair. Like, grab it, like, her hand, like, locked on her hair.
Yeah, Ganesh has her hair.
And her face just lands right on top of her face. And
again, just like in the car.
And she screams, and just all this liquid starts pouring out. Now, here's a question I have for you about this scene. Is that scene supposed to be real? Or is that scene supposed to be one of the hallucinations that she has about her?
No, that was real.
Well, then they messed up. because there was no liquid on her after she gets up. She's not wet at all. Like as soon as it stops flowing, it's completely gone.
I
Like
didn't
there's
notice
no.
that.
So I was thinking like maybe that's one of the hallucinations because she does have other hallucinations like the eyeballs.
Yeah,
and,
but it wasn't. She wasn't alive. In other hallucinations,
Well,
Mrs. Ganesh is.
Yeah, but she's not alive here either.
What do you mean? No, in the other one, she's alive.
No, not the one in the
Ganoush.
garage.
Yes, she is. She comes out of the fucking behind the tarp. When she opens it up, she's like,
She's already buried in the ground.
I know.
You
But
don't think she's hallucinating?
No, she is. But I'm saying like she's just a corpse there, so it's real. But the other times when she's alive, that's a hallucination.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel like maybe this is a hallucination.
I don't think so. I think it was
but
real.
only because there was no. I don't think they would.
It was just a mistake.
I don't think Sam Raimi would overlook that, and I don't think Greg Nicotero would overlook that. That's why I feel like maybe it was a. But
Mr.
maybe Greg
Monkey.
Nicotero's like.
Did you see Mr. Monkey? He said he's gonna die of a broken heart. He's not gonna be able to watch us every day.
You can watch the reruns on YouTube. Yes, thank you for
Damn.
the subscription.
Thank you, Texas
Look at that
Brit.
scary little Uncle Sam.
We have you.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
You can use those you can use chat emotes now since you subscribed. You can go over to the little smiley face on the message and use the little emotes that Carlos drew up. Yeah, man, so at that point she's like, fuck this.
I'm going back to Joss.
I'm going to the psychic guy to see what the fuck's up.
And he's like, you can appease the demon by offering it a sacrifice. And the whole time, she see her little kitty at the house.
Yeah. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
And he shows her like a book that's like, it shows like someone sacrificing a goat or something. And she goes home and she's like, I'm not killing my cat. She says, I can't kill my cat. I'm a vegan. And then
You're not going to eat the motherfucker?
she gets home. Man, it gets scary as shit the next part. The shadow stuff starts happening more.
Yeah, you hear the gate again.
The gate.
She
Dude,
runs upstairs and also you hear the fucking
clip
the
clops.
hooves. The hooves coming up. That's the only thing I didn't like about this in this movie.
What?
When she shuts the door. Hey, where'd the little kitty come from? The sunglasses. When she shuts the door and they kind of just show these generic hooves stand in front of the door. That was
I liked it.
That was that ruined it for me.
I liked it.
But then it's cool because then you see.
I thought it was very Sam Raimi-ish.
You see these fucking hands.
Shadow hands.
Shadow hands coming underneath the door and they get all long. And then they start throwing her around the room and shit. I know, she tries to call, remember? And that's where they have the big ass phone.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cheesy too when it's his out of service and then Miss Ganesh comes on the screen and screams at her and I'm like, eh.
But man, there was a scene where the demon attacks her. You don't see him, but in the kitchen and starts, oh no, it's in the bedroom. Starts throwing her all around
that
the
was
bedroom.
really her on wires.
Yeah, and
that shit, they showed.
She did her own stunts in this.
Good thing, because she sucked as an actress, I think.
This is one of her last movies. She's retired. She's semi-retired. She's a mom now. But that was pretty impressive. They like actually put her on wires and swung her around the room and just added some CGI in. But she was actually on wires, like swinging around for that, which is really cool. I really like that people do their own stuff like that when it's not super, super dangerous. And then what happens then? She calls
kills
her.
the cat.
Oh yeah,
JL shows up and he's all, yeah.
Dude, not only did she kill the cat, she's like, I'm not killing the cat. And then the next thing you see, you just see her sitting there, like, and you hear the cat, and you just see a knife, and she starts going, and it's just like blood going everywhere.
And then he shows up as she's burying it, and he's like, what happened? Did you cut yourself? You have blood. Oh, I was cutting tomatoes. That's the stupidest fucking excuse.
There's like blood on her, and she says I was cutting tomatoes. Yeah.
And then
And
the
he's
next
like,
scene
kinda like,
is
what?
the next scene is cool because that's when she's laying in her bedroom, and
Yeah.
she fucking there's a fly gets in her fucking mouth, which was a cool effect.
Yeah, she's sleeping, and this fly lands on her and starts crawling around, and you're like, oh, oh. And then it like kind of gets to her
Like you
lip.
can see her lips part when it
Yeah,
goes
and
in.
the little like legs are peeling out, trying to get in there. Oh,
And
yeah, it
then
looked gross.
she starts choking, and she turns right to talk to
JL.
JL, and it's fucking Miss Ganesh. Ganoush.
But she's like getting more as the film goes along. She's getting more and more zombified looking.
Zombied out. And she starts like fucking snapping at her, like trying to bite her, and you can hear it like.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool.
And she's like holding her back, and then that motherfucker throws up on her.
Ugh.
All these
Dude.
fucking bugs and maggots just. And
So-
then you can hear her go.
So that
It's
was
so gross.
that was another practical effect.
That was
So-
all spaghetti.
They had
Pasta.
they had her on the bed, and they had a bust of the Mishganoosh, and they had a tube in the back that was filled with all that stuff with a big plunger on it. And as she started to scream with her mouth wide open, that's when they shoved it through there. So
Yeah,
it
that
would
shit just-
intentionally.
That chick could have fucking choked.
What's crazy is the behind the scenes I saw is not the final that's in the movie. So
No.
I know they had to do that more than once. And it looks so gross because it just looks like maggots and worms and rough stuff. But
I think that scene came before because after
it
the
did. It did. It
after
came
the
before.
kitten scene,
Yeah.
she goes to JL's parents' house
Yeah.
for dinner,
Yeah.
and she takes this autumn cake,
Yeah.
Miss fucking
It's a harvest cake.
harvest cake. What did I say? Autumn.
Well, I mean, I don't know what they actually call it, but it's a harvest cake.
And so the mom's like just prying, like talking about, oh, what about your mom? Like snooty bitches. And she's an alcoholic. And she's like, I respect that.
Your honesty.
Your honesty. So they start eating, and she starts hearing like the gate opening outside again.
Yeah.
Like the Lamia starts tormenting her again. So they cut the cake. Their servant cuts the cake, and which they put it in front of her, an eye opens up, which is a cool practical effect.
And to jump back, the mom has already actually been introduced in the story with her voice. She's
Oh, look at that little devil guy. That's
going.
cool.
She calls Clay as Christine is leaving, having lunch with him, where Christine had like given them this coin, and because he's a coin collector, and he puts it into an envelope, and she says, "Okay, I got to go back to work," and she's leaving, and the mom calls.
Right there, hold on. I wish they would have did that a little bit different.
Yeah, me too.
Because
It's a little too obvious.
she gets a coin. He's a coin collector. She gets a coin, puts it in an envelope. Or actually gives him the coin. Oh, it's a fucking Liberty quarter or whatever. He grabs an envelope and they show him put it in the envelope and lick it. And you're like
That has something to do with something later.
why are they going to show just him putting
Yeah.
a coin? And yeah, okay, back to what you were saying.
So the mom calls as Christine is leaving. She stops to get some water or something, and so she can hear the call 'cause it's on speaker. And he's like, "Oh, Christine's just leaving." He goes, "Oh, is that little girl you're dating or seeing or something?" He goes, "Mom, we've been together for over a year. I'm bringing her to the dinner tomorrow."
She was Miss Hog Queen 75,
Yeah, and he's
right?
he's just saying like, you know, she's that one from the farm. There's this other girl that I'd really like you to meet. She's really smart and intelligent and all this stuff. And so the mom definitely does not like Christine at all, and it shows at the party.
Yeah, when you see her, she just looks like a fucking snooty. They picked the right woman to play.
Yeah, she did a great job. And so at dinner, they cut the cake and they start eating, and Christine has a hallucination that there's like blood coming out of her cake.
She stabs the eye. All fucking crazy. And raspberry sauce is coming out and shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like looking at her. The boyfriend's like, "Are you alright?" Like,
Yeah.
and then she hears the banging and she starts freaking out. And then she takes a bite of the food, but the fly that went inside of her that you thought was all a hallucination, she starts fucking hacking up a lung. And they're like, "Are you alright?" And Justin Long's like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" And then the fly comes out, and the mom and dad are eating, and they're like totally disgusted, and she's
They
like,
just like drop their forks.
yeah, and they spit out their cake, and then it gets really nuts with the screaming with the demon and the banging, and then she just covers her ear and says, "What do you want?" Like,
Yeah,
leave me alone.
yeah. She's like, "Leave me alone," and throws a wine glass at the door, and the parents are like, what the fuck?" And she storms out, and the mom's like, "Let her go. Don't follow her. She's got problems, like, just let her go." And he's like, "I can't, Mom." And then she runs back to the guy again, who's supposed to be helping her,
But he ain't doing
Ramjas.
fucking shit.
And she's like, "You said it. I killed that kitty. You said it was going to work." And he was like, "This is a powerful demon. I didn't know." And then after all this is where I'm kind of like, what the fuck? He should have known this from the very beginning. He says, "Did she give you something or, whatever?" And she's like, "Yeah, this button." And he sticks it into an envelope, and it's about
It's
the
so
same
funny how
size
he
as a
does it,
coin.
right? He fucking gets it, puts it in the envelope, and licks it so fast, and he gives
Yeah.
it back to her. He's like, "We can do a seance
Yeah.
for $10,000.
Yeah. 10 grand, we can do a seance. And so she's freaking. She like goes to a pawn shop, tries to sell every single thing she can. While she's gathering up her stuff, there's a scene that's very reminiscent of Evil Dead as well. She goes into the garage in the work shed and she's grabbing stuff, and she grabs a tool off of the wall, and it has the outline around it just like in Evil Dead. And then she grabs a skate and she's about to throw it in this box, but there's a curtain and she moves it, and it's and the lady's there, Miss Ganoush.
And it rams her fucking fist down her throat.
Dude. So there was a CGI into a practical effect at this point. Is CGI, she pins her up against a wall and rams her fist, goes into her throat. What, about to hear?
Yeah.
Well, then, whenever it cuts back, it's actually a practical effect. So it's actually the actress with this giant arm sticking out of her, which was cool. And they did a very Evil Dead shot there with the camera movement it shows this anvil hanging above.
That fucking anvil weighs like 250 pounds.
Why was there an anvil hanging from the ceiling?
Exactly. I don't get it.
It was very Looney Tunes.
So she gets the fucking rollerblade.
Yeah.
And she cuts the rope. It's a skate.
Yeah.
She gets a skate, right?
Yeah.
Ice skate?
Yeah.
Ice skate boot? What are they
Ice
called?
skate in LA, yeah. Ice
And she
boot.
cuts the rope and it fucking falls on her head and bashes her brain and her eyes into her face, into her
Yeah.
mouth. Again, everything goes in Christine's mouth.
Yeah. And she like instantly goes like this and everything's gone. So it was a hallucination, leading me to believe the other thing was a hallucination.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I'm going to ask Sam Raimi whenever he's on. And yeah, she goes to a pawn shop, tries to sell everything for this $10,000.
She only gets like $4,000.
Yeah, she comes home.
That guy that played the pawn shop guy did a great job.
Of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, he's
like,
just,
I don't care.
as she's complaining, he's all just listening
Like,
to her.
Take it or leave it.
But this is over.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, Timmer, it is. It's a ripoff of the 1957 Night of the Demon.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about that right now, Timmer.
So the the boyfriend comes over and he's JL, and he's like,
she's eating a whole fucking tub of ice cream.
which that's unbelievable because she said she's eating like a half-gallon Bluebell or something, and she says
Breyers.
like,
It's Breyers.
no, because Breyers is in one of these, and this was a round one for sure.
No, it was one of those other ones.
Was it? I don't know. It might have been. All I know is it wasn't Haagen-Dazs because that's my favorite.
Do you remember that fancy ice cream that was all wavy?
Are you talking about gelato?
No, it was all wavy. And I would always tell my mom when that commercial would come on, I'm like, can we have some of that?
I don't remember that kind.
Those are for rich people. You're going to get the fucking popsicles. The banana
Paletas.
popsicles. They come in a plastic bag. They don't even come in boxes. And there was like 50 popsicles for like $6.
Did your mom ever get you the big box of Bluebell that came with the little sticks that you
Did
had
you
to
not
eat?
hear me?
But that was the poor people ice cream. It came with sticks to eat it with.
Ours didn't have a name. It was in a bag, and it had like banana pops with dollar signs in the front and the back. They still make them to this day, and I fucking love them. Yes, I buy them.
Is that what you give me when I go over and you're just handing me a popsicle?
No, I fucking jumped up to Bluebell. But they have the giant bag of 57 popsicles, and it says banana popsicles with the dollar sign.
I need to see these things.
Where were we? Oh, the ice cream.
the ice cream, yeah. She's eating ice cream, and she says she's lactose intolerant. Oh, fuck yeah, with the little piece of bubble gum on the top of it. The snow cone bubble gum. It had a little piece of bubble gum, and then they had the pink foot with the little bubble gum toe.
Shit, oh man, that shit sucked. But when you're a kid and you're poor, and it was 50 cents, and it just tasted like colored water on
I
ice.
just needed $1.50. I needed $1 to get into the swimming pool. I needed 50 cents for the ice cream truck, and my summer day was good.
Summer day was good. You come back fucking peeling from your nalgas.
Dude, 8
from
hours.
Sunburn.
8 hours in the frickin'.
I was like, Mom, give me 50 more cents so I can get a pickle.
Yeah.
So I'm so addicted to fucking pickles, dude.
So what happens at that point? She runs. Justin says he'll pay for it, and
she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm gonna fucking blow you later," or something like that.
So they go to get the. Oh no! See, I'm wrong. They didn't even talk about the button yet. They actually go to before they even do the button.
She gets that fucking money.
$10,000.
She pays that 10,000. Fucking takes her to fucking Sandina.
And Sandina does this. Hey, we can summon this Lamia.
And right when he comes inside of me, I'm gonna touch the goat. When the fucking goat turns into the Lamia, you gotta fucking cut his throat.
Yeah, so basically they want to trap the Lamia spirit into a goat.
And kill it.
And then kill it, which would end the curse. But this is the same lady at the beginning that couldn't save the little boy that was screaming, "Are you the man?" And so she wants a rematch with the demon.
I have been waiting for this for 52 years.
But
she sounds like, what's her name? The maid from fucking Family Guy.
You know what? She wasn't waiting for it enough to do it for free. She still charged $10,000.
She was scared. Susta? Susta? Is that right, Mr. Monkey?
So
Susta?
they do this thing. They get around the table and they're like saying, "I invite evil inside of me. I invite evil inside of me." Carlos hears that every night. And then
pretty good, you motherfucker.
Then this guy comes in with a freaking goat, and it's a real goat.
It's a fucking jump scare,
dude.
Because it sounds like a demon, but then you realize, oh, it's just making a weird noise.
Dude, that goat. Did you see the behind the scenes for the goat?
It was too rowdy. They show it real quick. When they bring it in, and it's all crazy.
Up until the point that it gets to the table, it's a real goat. So they taught this goat on command to rear
dance,
up,
to dance and
stuff.
shit and talk.
They taught it to rear up, so it looks like it's like fighting and everything. But the behind the scenes are actually cool on that
It
too.
was
'cause
too
they're
fucking rowdy.
But yeah, the goat was like too friendly, so it kept licking the actors and all this. So the puppet team just put together a fake goat
That shit looks so
looks
real.
real until it starts talking. That's a different goat though. But that goat, I had to look at it again. I'm like, because they showed on the behind the scenes the fake goat and the real goat next to each other. I'm like, that motherfucker looks real.
It looks fucking. I thought it was real.
Yeah.
The whole time.
So they summon the evil into him, and that scene was cool too. This whole scene, this house, the way, the shots, everything, dude. They had like the classic like Dutch angles every time something weird was about to happen. They just did some really cool stuff. The goat, the lady gets the devil inside her. The lamia inside her.
Gets sharp teeth.
Dude, it's awesome. Her teeth get all sharp, and she's like, talking all crazy. And Christine is able to grab her hand and put it on the goat, and the goat
fucking stands up and starts talking.
And it's like,
so fucking Evil Dead.
You fucking bitch.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. And that doesn't last long. I kind of wish that would have lasted a little longer. But the goat bites the helper and transfers into him. And then it is 100% Evil Dead at this point. He starts
dancing around like Evil Dead.
Dude, floating, dancing. He has the exact same voice. They use the same like chorused voice on them. They, the way he's moving and everything is like, just looks so. And
he says something like, "I see what you gave me a sacrifice," and he throws up the fucking kitten.
He goes,
the kitten comes out. He's all meow.
He goes, "I don't want your cat," and he vomits up the whole cat, and it hits the ground and splatters on her. Like, so good. And the lady gets back up. The lady who's doing the exorcism or the summoning, I guess, the medium, and she vanquishes him away out of the guy's body.
And she's like, "Oh, we did it!" She's so excited. We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, mi corazón, no sirve."
And heart attack.
That means, "Oh, my heart, it doesn't worky."
No work. Man, so she goes out. She pieces out. Battle number 2. Lost. But Christine's like, "Oh, everything's great, free and clear."
And he's like,
No, he just like got it out of him. Like, you're still cursed. And then,
like, what the fuck? I just gave you 10 grand. She's dead. Can I have it back?
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't need it no more.
And they're like, "Well, we kind of need to pay the water bill. This fucking bitch is huge. You see the pool in the back."
Yeah. And this is where I would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Ram Joss?" At this point, he says, "Oh, if you can give that button away, then it'll all be
I would have fucking walked my ass outside and saw the first person. Here you go.
You want this?
And take off. That's it. End of story.
Go to a prison or something and be like, I've got something for you. No. She debates giving it to
Stu. She tells him, "Meet me over here."
Yeah, I know you stole the files and from my desk, and so
I'm gonna give you some. And then she changes her mind.
Yeah, she feels bad because he's all crying.
She's not holding the envelope, looking at people like,
"Could I give this bitch?"
Looking at an old man. And I'm like, "Why are you gonna give that old man? He's lived a full life. You're gonna send his ass to hell."
Dude, I thought she was thinking like, well, he's gonna die soon anyways, but fuck, he's not gonna go to hell. I mean, there's a good chance he's not going to hell. Like, you're going to send him to hell. So what ends up happening, she talks to Ram Joss again, and she's like, "Can I give it back to Mrs. Ganush?" Man, he's like, that could work because they're, something about their religion. They're able to accept stuff in their afterlife or something. I don't know. So she goes to the cemetery and digs the bitch up.
And this is another fucking part that they should have just left out. When they're driving and a fucking handkerchief or Miss Ganush comes out.
Oh, yeah. You didn't like that part?
No, all the envelopes fly on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lady a guy walks out in front of him. She hallucinates and thinks it's Baba Ganush. And they slam on the brake, so all the stuff flies on the ground. And as she's starting to get out of the car, she's like, "My envelope! Where's my envelope? I need it!" And she picks it up. She's like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it." She picks up the wrong fucking envelope. And like, if you hadn't seen that coming for the entire movie, you probably shouldn't watch movies. So, I mean, that was the most obvious. As soon as JL sticks that coin in there, you're like, well, there it is. That's the shotgun. Like, why is it there? And yeah, so too, when she's making a huge deal, like, about getting the envelope and just grabbing it really quick and taking off. I mean, I knew right then she had the wrong one. You knew that too, right? It's very obvious. They should have figured out a better way to mix them up.
I wish they would have.
Yeah. But she goes, digs up the grave, and it's a pretty good scene.
I didn't like the whole... She runs into that Ganesha's fucking... Hanky, and it gets all crazy, and it has her face on it.
The hanky tries to, like, choke her.
It flies at the car and goes in through the grill, and it tries
Grabs
to go
her
in her
face.
throat. That was kind of weak, but, I mean, it's still all right. I mean, it's fucking Sam Raimi.
And then, that's what I think's cool about it. I think it was kind of over the top-ish.
I guess, yeah. And kind of goes with it, I guess.
And she, like, takes it and rips it and then looks up and
Stomps
she's
on
right
it.
at the she's right at the cemetery gate. And then Pantera starts playing.
Oh, yeah, that was a good scene.
And then she goes in and digs her up.
That's a good scene. I like the angle.
Yeah.
When she's all fucking... When she jams that bitch, the angle of her is like, here you go, bitch.
Dude, there's some really, really good camera shots in there, and it's really
That
cool.
shit was filmed inside.
Did you? Okay, I was going to ask you if you saw any of the behind
there
the
was a
scenes
giant
on it.
tank underneath it.
Dude,
because it was a waterfall. Like, it's raining, so the fucking hole keeps getting filled with water.
Oh, dude, like it was crazy. They had like a 3-sided one. They had so many setups for it and places for the camera to come in from the side and then like the way they flooded it out and the camera coming down from the top. Man, just so good.
It was some kind of liquid and crushed up Oreos to give it the effect of mud.
What did you? No,
and it was warmed.
Did you see it though? They tried to start, and she was like, there was something where she had to. There was something where they were trying to use some mixture.
Oh, maybe it was that, and it was irritating her, so they wound up using real mud.
So they had dudes on set just mixing mud to keep it the right consistency the whole time. So
wasn't it warm too? It was warmed up for her?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it was.
But yeah, man, that was great. So she shoves the envelope down her throat and says, "Choke on it, bitch." And then it's like
she tries to get out and it slides down, and good old Miss Ganoush grabs her again, tries to bring her down.
Pulls her hair out, pulls some more hair out. Dude, and then it does. She gets dragged down under the water. The hole fills up with water, and then what happens?
We're not there yet.
Yeah, that's how she comes out of the water. She comes out of the water like this.
Oh, I thought you meant the ending.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I guess you're right, yeah.
She, like, pops out of the water just like Evil Dead. I'm like,
that's cool.
Sweet. And he threw that in there. So...
What a dick. Such a dick.
Yeah, so, she's like, it's all good.
It's over. It's over.
And her and JL are planning a weekend getaway now that it's over.
To their cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
They're actually going to the fucking cabin from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That's what it meant, like, for real. And so she shows up, and she sees a fucking jacket in the window.
It looks like a 50s airline stewardess.
Like, knocks on the window. Oh, we're closed. She said, please, I just want to buy it. So they let her in, and she fucking comes out with it, all strutting her shit. JL shows up, and he's all, nice jacket. Like, what'd you do with your other one? She's like, I got rid of it. You'll never see that again. And then he goes, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I found
your button.
Your fucking button. And she's all like, she starts like freaking out and takes it out, and she starts backing up. That's that scene, dude. I could watch that scene 100 fucking times. It's so cool.
Like when she falls on the tracks.
Yeah, she backs up. Justin Long yelling, dude. That's so. No, no, no. No.
Yeah, then he's like, somebody help! Hey, somebody! Yeah. Anybody!
She falls on the tracks, and all of a sudden she looks up, and the train's gonna
barreling down.
Yeah, she's gonna fucking die. Like the train's gonna fucking kill her. There's no way around it. And he's reaching for her, and right before the train hits her, the fucking ground cracks open. And all these crazy fucking demon hands come out. All this fire. It was all practical.
Yeah, that was another amazing practical effect that's just filled in with
some CGI for her eyes, because her fucking eyes get melted out of her head.
They filled in like some of the rocks.
But they used rocks. They had actual
they had foam
prosthetic
rocks.
hands grabbing her, but
they had people under there grabbing her,
and she was sitting in a clear chair.
Yeah, and they just
with on hydraulics that lowered her with all these rocks, and they just added, and she gets fucking dragged down to hell, and fucking Justin Long, he's all fucking crying, and he just looks at the button, and then it says, "Drag me to hell." And you're all like, wow. When I saw that the first time, I was like, holy fucking shit.
You don't expect it to happen.
It fucking ended awesome. Like, you never see shit like that happen. It's always like, oh, we saved the day.
Yeah. No. She's dead. She dead. So, in my opinion, this is an amazing, amazing movie.
I want to say the
I want to get to that, yeah. I think that the practical effects are really great. I think the CGI is some of the CGI stuff for effect wise was a little cheesy, but I feel like maybe he meant it to be that way because of his style. And I thought the story was really good. I mean, I think this is I think you're right. I think this is probably the best Sam Raimi thing since, the early 80s. And I'm really, and even looking up the reviews, like people in general, people are kind of say that too. So what do you
except for
think?
The critics, it said it was misogynistic.
Yeah, those aren't critics. Those are assholes.
Chris said, I haven't seen any shots. We gave up drinking, Chris, for the rest of the month.
We're about to die. I think we're like literally, like Carlos, like, look at him.
The other night.
He didn't get a haircut. It all fell out.
The other night, man. Hey.
That's all we do.
This is a fucking spoiler.
This is a discussion.
We just discuss. We fucking say what's up.
We're just here talking. This is what we'd be doing if we were alone anyways. So we'd just be talking about movies.
Yeah, Chris, I woke up the other night and I had like 10 McDouble wrappers on my chest.
You're going to die. McDonald's is going to kill you.
It's the fucking alcohol, dude. I wake up sometimes and I'm in the drive-thru and they're handing me a bag. 2 bags.
Maybe you should get rid of your credit card. Maybe don't bring your credit card over on show nights.
I don't know, dude. It was bad. They're handing me, the drink holders with 4 Hi-C drinks. And 2 of the big McDouble.
That's why your floor is so sticky every time I get in your car. You probably spilled 2 of those.
And I'm like, what's in here? And they're like, your 4 big breakfasts.
Ugh.
Your 15 McDoubles.
I want you
4 Hi-C drinks and 1 Diet Coke.
I want you to tell the story of the alternate script that once you told me, and I did not look this up or anything, you told me about it, and I think the alternate script would have been a better story. And kind of tell like why they didn't do it, or if you know why they didn't do it or whatever.
They just decided to go with what they had. People were like, they should have went with this one because they said Christina didn't deserve to go to hell for doing her job.
But did they do the 2? Did they actually write both of them up though?
This was the first. Yeah, they picked this one.
Okay.
So the original script had Stu getting fired for embezzling
From the bank.
from the bank.
Okay.
They don't know, but he embezzled $20,000.
Okay.
And everything already happened with Miss Ganoush. She has a button. Christina has a button. So Stu goes home, does a huge gambling thing at his apartment, and loses all the money because he's a gambler. The landlord finds out what he's doing in the apartment, having illegal gambling games, so they kick him out. So he's out on the streets, broke, no money, no job, no apartment. Runs into JL's mom, Justin Long's mom, who tells Stu, I will give you $20,000 if you kill Christine because she is not right for my son. So he's like, I'll do it. Like, he's desperate. So she gives him a gun. So the day of the trip, Stu shows up at the train station, pulls a gun out to mug him, and JL notices, that's my dad's gun. And right when he notices it, a cop notices it, Stu panics and shoots the cop. Or actually before that, Christina tells him, here, take this valuable coin. But it's actually the button. So gives Stu the button. So he has the button now. It's in his possession. That's when the cop intervenes. He shoots the cop. JL wrestles with him, gets shot and killed.
JL does.
Yeah. He dies. She's standing over him, crying, and as she's crying, the ground breaks up and takes Stu to hell. And she's left there. She got rid of the button after all, like he said. But she didn't know it was a button. And JL died because of it. And the cops show up and says, where's the shooter? Who shot everybody? Where's the shooter? And she goes, the last thing in the movie, she says, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And it ends. Right? That was cool.
Dude, that would have been cool.
I would have, man, I wish they would have filmed that.
It seems like that would have been a better I don't know.
No, but it's cool. I'm glad she got dragged to hell.
Yeah, she foreclosed on some lady.
No, because she tried to be like a man and try to better herself.
She should have just married into that rich family and stayed at home.
Yeah, she should have fucking made winter cakes or
whatever.
Autumn cakes.
Dude, yeah. Good movie.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the original. Did you know Sam Raimi wanted Edgar Wright to direct this movie?
No.
But he was busy doing
so he's like, fuck
another
it,
movie.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, and he was like, man, I wonder.
Because him and his brother Ivan wrote this, right?
Yeah, like 10 years. They were supposed to do it right after Army of Darkness.
Okay, so I actually read that he was starting to develop this script and then got offered the Spider-Man trilogy, and that's why this thing just went on complete pause.
But I'm kind of glad it waited. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still? Oh, you won't see it.
What?
Doctor Strange.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's so Sam Raimi. He did a good job.
I want to see it.
I was like, people were like, I don't know, but I saw it. I was like, fuck, it's good. Like,
see, I like the original Spider-Mans that he did because I liked
Part
that.
3 was fucking shit.
I liked
man.
the like campy, comic book style, but some people didn't like it. They want big blockbuster CGI style, which
They also offered Bruce Campbell a cameo in the movie, but he was busy doing Briscoe, The Adventures of Briscoe County, no, he was doing Burn Notice.
Oh, okay. He could have shown up for a day. He just goes in, knocks his lines out, throws his chin in the camera, and done.
Maria, nah. I didn't even watch it. Whoever touched the button first should go to hell. True. Have you ever seen, do you know what Burn Notice is about?
No.
So,
I mean, it's probably about a CIA person who gets.
So there's this actor. He's the main actor. I don't know his name. I just don't like his fucking face.
Does that have something to do with the show? Or you just don't like him?
No, it's because after somebody told me. So Jesse Borrego,
Yeah.
I would pick his brain every time we hung out. I would be like, tell me about this. Tell me about Con Air. Dude, I went over. Yeah. I would tell him, I would be like, dude, so anything cool happened on Con Air? One day I went over it was during the wintertime. I walk in. Guess what the fuck he's wearing?
What?
He's wearing his silver satin crew jacket from Con Air.
That's cool.
And I was like, dude, you got a fucking Con Air crew jacket. He's like, hell yeah, I kept that shit. Like, he's all walking around Jesse Borrego with his fucking Con Air on the back. So he told me he was the villain on the season finale, the last 2 episodes of Burn Notice. So they were supposed to fight the main actor and Jesse Borrego. Jesse Borrego accidentally, he was already a dick. Jesse Borrego said his wife and I think he said his kid. He tried to introduce his wife and his kid. The dude totally just blew him off. So right away he was like, this dude's a dick. So they were doing the scene. They were doing a scene, right? Last episode, they were supposed to fight. He accidentally, that dude right in the front.
Yeah.
He accidentally brushed his chin. That dude had a fucking fit. Took off to his trailer. Told you, look at, I don't like his fucking face.
Oh yeah, he looks like a douche.
Took off to his trailer, said, I will not work with him again. You need to get a stand-in. We will not film scenes together. So they had to figure out how they were going to do a fucking fight scene so it was back and forth.
You gotta be kidding me.
No. He was that much of a bitch. And I was like, are you fucking serious? So after that, I was like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's one of the main people in Blair Witch 2. The worst fucking Blair Witch movie ever made.
Well, guess what? He just came out in a trailer drop.
What?
R.I.P.D. Part 2. And it looks so fucking shitty. So yeah, that's my little story about that.
Well, I mean, maybe he's just...
I don't even know why I went on that tangent.
Maybe he's afraid of Mexican guys.
Why did I fucking go on that tangent?
I have no idea. So you said, do you know what Burn Notice is about? And instead of telling me what Burn Notice was about, you started talking about this guy.
Jesse Borrego, he's cool. I'd always pick his brain. Dude, how was it working on fucking Dexter?
Because you were talking about that's why he wasn't in, why Bruce Campbell wasn't in this.
You got to fight with fucking Dexter, bro. I was so excited like a little kid. He was just so cool to talk with. I mean, he probably is still cool, but I wish he'd hit me up. We were like fucking bros. Every time my mom would go visit me,
just go knock on his door.
I'd be like, Jesse, my mom's here. Will you meet her? So he'd come out. He was so cool to my mom. My mom was like, oh my God.
Well, anything else on this thing?
I'm just looking through JL, you know, he uses nothing but Apple products in the movie. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't know that. Because he was
his
an
iPhone.
Apple spokesman.
He was an Apple spokesman. He still is. Dude, imagine he probably has every fucking Apple product. For free.
Well, I think I'm done with this stream.
Man, why you always gotta ruin my fun, dude?
I'm tired of it. Tired of being here.
Well, it won for best movie. It won for best movie at the. It won for best movie in the Finger Chainsaw Awards.
I saw that, and also the what's the other one that there's another award that it won. There's a couple of awards that it won. This thing actually did really well.
It was nominated for a Teen Choice Award for Best Horror Thriller, but it fucking lost out to the remake of Friday the 13th. I'm like, y'all fucking kids don't know shit. Mr. Monkey, he wants to meet us.
Weird, like at Sonic?
I'd be down. No, he doesn't.
Footlong conies?
Oh, man.
Footlong conies with chili and cheese? About 10 packets of mustard?
Did you know if you order on the Sonic app and you order 7 corn dogs
and say 5 mustards
and say it says how many mustards, So you just keep hitting add, and it'll let you go up to 6. Well, that's per corn dog. So you get 42 packets of mustard.
Yeah.
It was glorious. I was like, why 2 bags? Oh, one's filled with mustard packs.
You're like, I only get
FYI.
less than one. I get less than one per hot dog, or corn dog, but you didn't realize it was actually that many per corn dog.
Yeah, I think that's
This was
good enough.
fun. This movie was so good.
Yeah, whenever I like a movie this much, we'll fucking discuss the whole fucking timeline. It's great. It's like I just watched it again in my brain.
In your brain.
In my brain.
Watched it in my brain. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go. There's some things I need to do that are private.
Doo-doo.
You're not supposed to say that.
Doo-doo. Ooh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Pumpkinhead. Dang. So, I'm not gonna show up on the 22nd. I'm just gonna take that day off.
I'm just gonna fucking be like this for 30 minutes.
If you want to
Am I
do
looking
that,
at the camera?
if you want to do that, that's cool. I'll send you all the instructions on how to turn everything on. Maybe you can just
Then
like
every once in a
play
while,
the
I'm gonna
movie on your iPad.
Look at my watch.
Okay, got our 30 minutes in. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow night, be here at 10 o'clock. It's a late one tomorrow. Late work.
It's gonna be a long stream too.
We may possibly have a guest tomorrow.
Possibly.
So, but we won't know till then.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks. Tomorrow night,
Mr.
tune
Monkey,
in
Percio,
and talk shit.
Will,
All those people.
everybody.
Lots of people.
Thanks.
See you guys later.
See you tomorrow.